Hello and welcome back to my show. It's been wonderful being with you all. I hope it does lot of good to you. Just Start is a very interesting foundation initiative just for to start and proceed in the direction of progress, particularly in communicative intelligence. So I hope it is doing some good for you. Keep sharing the resources. We have been discussing about why we are not able to speak in English. So I would like to continue with community norms. Community norms plays a very important role, particularly in prescribing the use of native language and circumscribing the boundaries of native language usage and usage of foreign language or usage of English. So community norms plays a very important role. Emotional connection. People are connected to their native language. They think that they are very emotionally connected, and that makes, this emotional connection makes them stick on to their native language rather than moving on and learning something new. That is something we have to understand. Perception of English. How we perceive English language. Most often it is of negative perception. We think that it's a language that we don't have to catch up to, and we always prefer, because of the comfort zone that we enjoy with our native language, we stick on to it, and it's considered as some kind of cultural imperialism because of the colonial legacy that it carries. So naturally people shun this type of imperialistic imposing of English as a new language of usage. So linguistic diversity, though it does a lot of good, it helps preserve the native language because people are motivated to preserve their native language alone. So again, that's a deterring factor. Language rights, advocacy and language rights. Advocacy for language rights, recognition of minority languages becomes a very important factor. So people stick on to it, and that becomes one very important factor here. Educational system, how the system is made of. Is English given a predominant position, or is it built on a native language medium of instruction? So that makes a very important distinct factor which distinguishes acquiring a language and progressing in using it and sticking on to the native language and being close to any other language that might be leading to professional success. So educational system determines this distinction. Religious influence, of course, most of the scriptures might be in the local native language. So in a religious context, most often a particular language is used, except for special services or special prayers that call forth for communication in English. So again, this becomes a very important factor. Social stigma. Acquiring and using a new language, or acquiring and using a language that is not quite familiar, makes us move in a direction where we are just, some of us may be stigmatized. There might be some kind of social stigma attached in using a language which is not ours, or using a language which is not our native language. So this again becomes a deterring factor. Globalization impact. Of course, globalization has got its own impact, but how far people have changed their mode of communication to a different language is still a question. Even now, local cultures might prefer to speak in the native language, even in spite of the globalization and its impact. So this again is one important factor. Identity assertion. Language becomes a very important identity, our identity. So, in order to assert our linguistic identity, we might be close to other languages, because this gives a very clear identity, and our identity and shared identity is also shaped up by it. So, we might be not interested in using it. So, these are certain factors I thought I'll discuss. Keep sharing, and we'll get back to the basics once again. Thank you very much.